Hey everybody, Mike Slifer here in the First Alert Forecast Center, joining you for another First Alert Weather Extra. We have a lot to talk about in regards to some temperatures that we will experience here, but we also wanted to talk about the rain, or really the lack thereof. Rainfall deficits are growing as we get closer and closer, or rather as we begin October. I was about to say as we get closer and closer to the start of October. It's begun. Today is October 2nd. We are now sitting at surplus of just under an inch and a half for the Hartford area, but we are going to chip away at that over the next several days. Our next chance for rain will not arrive until next week. Bridgeport, the deficit now over 12 inches, so we need rain statewide. The new drought monitor was released today. We did not see any significant changes compared to yesterday. We'll show it to you here. Still abnormally dry across most of Connecticut with a moderate drought in the southeastern part of the state. So no surprise, didn't see any change. We likely will not see much of a change anytime soon. The only change that we'll see maybe is things getting worse if this pattern holds. Our next chance for rain is not until Wednesday. And even then, it's just looking like showers at this point in time. We do see some subtle differences in timing, so we want to break down what we know so far. Your first alert to Wednesday next week, though. That's when we see that chance for showers. The American model brings showers in sooner than the European model. By 7 a.m., both are showing at least some activity across the state. As we get into the early afternoon, 1 p.m. shown here, we see some deeper shades of green overhead, indicating a higher likelihood that we'll at least see some shower activity. Again, this is 1 p.m. on Wednesday. And then by 7 p.m., we now see a little bit better agreement that things will be winding down. But either way, the takeaway is that this will be some much needed rain. We'll continue, of course, to fine tune this as we get a bit closer, but we did just wanted to jump into what we know right now so that we could give you the first alert to some welcomed rain. Good for the mums. Maybe not good for outdoor plans, but, we do need the rain. Pollen counts are going to climb a little bit through tomorrow into Saturday and Sunday, especially on Sunday, as we stay dry. Ragweed is the pollen that we are dealing with currently, ragweed or goldenrod, and it is certainly going to be more noticeable for the second half of the weekend. Now, we started the day off in the 30s for some. Danbury, Salisbury, Willimantic, 39. Elsewhere, we were in the 40s, and Bridgeport even stayed around 50 degrees. 42 in Windsor Locks, 5 degrees shy of normal. 64 for the high today for the Hartford area, 5 degrees shy of normal. So it was 5 degrees shy across the board. It was certainly a bit cooler than normal today, seasonably so. Temperatures are dropping. We have more 40s on the map than we did at this point in time last night, especially in the eastern part of the state. But we also have a few more 50s. Still near 60 in Bridgeport, 50 in Waterbury, Torrington, Windsor Locks, 47 in Putnam, 46 in Willimantic, 43 in Norwich. So temperatures for the most part are down at least a few degrees from yesterday at this time. So you may be thinking to yourself, that means that tonight should be a few degrees colder, right? Well, that's not going to be the case, and there's a reason for that. We've been watching as these high clouds have been moving in and out of the state, so it hasn't been necessarily consistent cloudiness, but a little bit of cloudiness here or there will affect how low temperatures can go, and we do see more clouds to our west, upstream of us. So those are going to move in tonight too. And with partly cloudy skies, we're expecting most towns to settle in the 40s. We could see some upper 30s across the northwestern or northeastern hills, but most towns inland tonight about 40 to 45 degrees. You see the 39s there in Hebron and Storrs. Even inland sections of our southern four counties will be in the lower 40s, but as you head to the shoreline, it rapidly gets milder with temperatures back in the mid and upper 40s, even near 50 degrees in some locations. So again, your first alert that things will be a bit chilly. Certainly, you need the coats tomorrow morning, but we're not expecting anything unprecedented here, and frost is looking unlikely. You can sort of see some of that cloudiness in our iCam here in New London, 46 degrees right now, and calm in southeastern Connecticut, and we'll take you live to the Brass City, 50 degrees and calm in Waterbury right now. We're looking live from top the Mattituck Museum on West Main Street, overlooking the green. So certainly a quiet night. Weather-wise, it's just a bit chilly. If you sleep with the windows open, you might want to have an extra blanket on the bed. That also means you'll have to send your kids out to the bus stop tomorrow with jackets, necessary tomorrow morning. But by the afternoon, they'll be able to shed them because we're forecasting temperatures to end up back in the lower 70s. And for Friday night football, temperatures will be dropping as the evening goes on. 5 o'clock, 71 degrees. By 9 o'clock, we're in the upper 50s. Our game of the week is Manchester at Maloney, so that's played at Falcon Field in Meriden. But when you think of it this way, the weather's going to be great for this, the Portland Fair, the Harwinton Fair, wherever your plans take you. High pressure is the dominant factor in our forecast. First Alert Futurecast shows this high lingering right into the weekend. And as the high starts to move offshore, our wind will become more southwesterly. So that brings that warmer air into Connecticut. Meaning, if your plans take you to the Rent on Saturday, here's what you have to prep for. Tailgating before the game, temperatures climbing quickly through the 60s and the 70s. We will be near 80 degrees by the time kickoff rolls around. Kickoff is at 3:30, so it will be a warm day out there. You can dress in shorts and t-shirts, and don't forget the sunglasses either. We are expecting things to stay warm through the rest of the weekend. In fact, Sunday could be even warmer. In the tropics right now, 2 areas to track. There's a disturbance just east of Florida, and there's another one out in the central Atlantic. Both of them have a low chance of actually becoming named in the next 7 days. Just to give you an idea of where we are compared to normal when it comes to the tropical climatology. So basically this shows us when activity is most likely. As we mentioned, the peak of hurricane season is September 10th. But we typically see a lot of activity through mid to late August into about mid-October. The season itself runs through the end of November, so it's not a surprise that we're still tracking some activity in the tropics, and that could certainly be the case over the next few weeks. But to take things back home, 73 tomorrow, 81 Saturday, 83 Sunday, 85 on Monday. Overnight lows is next week back through the 50s. Tuesday night and Wednesday, 61 degrees. Temperatures on Wednesday peaking in the 70s. Showers expected, breezy and cooler by Thursday. Shoreline town, 72 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday, 81 Sunday, 82 on Monday. And we really want to focus on the Monday time frame here, as that's when we're expecting things to be the warmest over the next 7 days. The record for the Hartford area is 89, set in 2007. We're forecasting 85. So not quite to record territory, but close. In Bridgeport, the record's 86. We're forecasting 82. Again, just trying to contextualize this when we say we'll be approaching record warmth, although we don't expect to actually get there. When it comes to foliage, looking ahead to the start of next week, we'll see perhaps some of those, some more color popping up in northwestern, northeastern Connecticut. You can tell by the deeper shade of orange that is being pulled south, and that color will continue to drain south here over the next couple of weeks. Typically, we would look for some cooler nights like we have tonight to help bring some of that color out. We also could use a little bit of rain. That's not a secret. But we do not have much rain in the forecast at all. And maybe not much in the way of cool air either. The 8 to 14-day outlook here is the 10th through the 16th. So brings us almost to the midpoint of the month. And at this point in time, it looks like things will be on the milder side compared to normal. As we get closer to the midpoint of the month, the normal high is 64 degrees. Those numbers, of course, get lower as we get closer to the start of November and especially December. By November 1st, normal high for the Hartford area is 57 degrees. By November 15th, 52. By December 1st, 45 degrees. By December 15th, 41. So just sort of a snapshot, really, of the next 2.5 months. By the time we get into January, the normal highs are in the 30s. Normal lows dip down into the teens. So just something to keep in mind as we get a bit closer. We really could use rain. We just don't see much of a signal for it over the next 8 to 14 days. Here's the outlook. Again, that same time frame, the 10th through the 16th. We are looking at perhaps things staying a bit drier than normal. This is really great for outdoor activities. It's not good for the mums. It's not good for the plants. And it's not good for fire danger. The fire danger increases as all the vegetation begins to go dormant heading into winter, and especially with all the dead leaves and things like that on the ground, adds to fuel. So we'll be watching very closely. Thankfully, there's not much wind over the next 7 days. It really will be a stunning weekend, feeling perhaps more like late August or early September than the first weekend of October. But, get out there and enjoy it. Could be some beach days on tap, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. By Tuesday next week, temperatures do start to slide. We'll see clouds increase Tuesday out ahead of that approaching front. It's Wednesday, though, when we actually see the risk for showers. That's when things will turn a bit wetter across the state, and we will be a bit breezy perhaps behind that front on Thursday. We wanted to show you the notable sunsets before we wrap this all up, too, just because it's good to assign some dates and times here. It was less than a month ago when sunsets dropped out of the 7 o'clock hour, but in 10 days, sunrise, 7 a.m., sunset, 6:13, and in 19 days, about 2.5 weeks, our sunset will be 5:59, meaning we only have about 2.5 more weeks of sunsets in the 6 o'clock hour. And it will not be until we set the clocks in early March next year to jump back into the 6 o'clock hour. So enjoy these longer days while they're here. We are entering the longer nights. Of course, that's typical this time of year. We do it every year, right? It's a cycle, so it's to be expected. But just wanted to give you the first alert there. We do have another first alert weather extra tomorrow morning at 8, and then again tomorrow night at 9:30. Hope you'll join us then. In the meantime, you can join us on the Wax at 10 and Channel 3 tonight at 11. Don't forget to download the free First Alert weather app. It'll send you updates based on your location, and you have the forecast in the palm of your hand on the go. Have a great night. We'll see you in the Wax on the Wax in 20.